Before proceeding ahead on the cloud computing aspect, I think so we need to understand what a cloud actually is.
This video is brought to you by OppiPies Academy.
Okay, so whenever we are looking at any infrastructure or any hardware which is present on a network, and if you want to solve a particular task, if you want to do some computationally intensive task or store some data or request some data or interact with a particular computer, and if this sort of interaction is based on a network, then that particular interaction is called interacting with a cloud, and the infrastructure which is present on the other side of the network is called a cloud. Okay, so a cloud is nothing different than a proper computer which has a good hardware and also good storage capabilities. But whenever you are using a cloud, you also get a lot of different other freedoms like scalability or assurance that your data will be there. Then you have the independence from a location, and whenever you are looking at cloud, then you should be sure that you are using it on a network. Okay, so if you have ever used or configured a router or written any basic HTML apps by using a backend, then you might have seen that on a command line you can also start a local host server which caters all of the files on the HTTP server, and then from the browser you can also request those files by typing in localhost, and then whenever you request these files you get them from your own computer. So your own computer acts in two ways. So the first one actually requests the data that I want this particular data, which is your browser, and the second one, which is your computer, actually caters that data. Okay, so with this you have a network communication which is established, and whenever this communication happens over the local area network or over a LAN cable or over a network of any sort, that is when you can say that you are referring to a cloud. So then a cloud has a lot of different aspects which are helpful for you to deploy your app as compared to your local servers. Okay, so looking at the cloud, you have various different things like different sorts of databases where you can store a lot of different data efficiently. Then you have different app engines, compute engines, which can hold your programs or even execute them for you. And then you have a lot of different servers which you can set up in order to cater web pages to different people. Then when you are using cloud, you can take advantage of content delivery networks or CDN, which actually distributes your content throughout the globe, and accessing it is pretty fast and easy. All of these things happen behind the scene when you work on a cloud. But the actual working of a cloud is very simple. So you create a new compute instance, or you create or you get some space on the cloud. Okay, so now there are mainly two ways of or three ways of referring to how you are taxing a particular cloud. Okay, so the first one is when you want some processing power from the cloud. Okay, so this is when we'll be deploying some machine learning models on the cloud and running them on Google specific hardware, which is the Cloud Tensor Processing Unit, which are specifically designed for running machine learning algorithms. So that will be a point where we'll be using a cloud for having faster processing. Okay, and another thing of having faster processing is that you don't have to care about how much time is your machine online. Okay, so if you are running a machine at your home, then you should be also worried about keeping that machine online for a lot of time. Okay, so in the case of a cloud, you don't have to worry about all such aspects. The second way in which you can approach a cloud is by needing a lot of different data storage methods. Okay, so whenever you want to store a large amount of data, then that is when also running a cloud can be more efficient. Okay, so if you look at the structure of a hard drive, you have a disk which is spinning on a single motor, and then you have a read write arm which goes through the disk and gives you the data. Okay, so if you were to construct a 10 terabyte drive, then you also have one motor which is rotating, and you have a number of platters of disks. So the point which I want to make is having 10 1 terabyte drives is a lot more taxing to the environment than having a single 10 terabyte drive. So this is how a cloud benefits from the economy of scale, and that is how you can store a good amount of data on a cloud with relatively lower cost. And this is also a major advantage of using cloud as your temporary data storage medium, as the initial cost of buying all of this storage is relatively low, because you don't have to invest in buying all of these hard drives, then also a data center which can take care of those drives and give you the data back. Okay, so the third way in which you can tax a cloud or you can approach a cloud is by having a cloud to deliver a particular content for you. Okay, so let's say there are 1,000 people spread across the globe and they want a particular piece of content. Okay, so let it be a single YouTube video or a Udemy lecture or a single website link. So anything of that sort, if they want that particular content, then if you are on a cloud, then accessing that particular data on a cloud is fairly easier. Okay, and the cloud also sets up a lot of different content delivery network systems which can help give the data more efficiently to the end user. Okay, so that is pretty much it about what a cloud actually is. The main takeaway points are, first of all, that a cloud is a device or a cloud is infrastructure which is present on a network to which you can give various problems or various commands. Then after you have established what a cloud is, you can create your particular space on a cloud, which is a compute engine or a data store, and then you can access that particular compute engine just like you would do on a regular computer, but on a command line. But now as we are proceeding towards faster and faster internet speeds, that is when the need for on-device processing is actually being questioned. Okay, so there are a lot of different startups who are actually putting forward devices which have very limited on-device storage, but these particular devices have good networking capability so that the main processing of those devices is done on the cloud. Okay, and this is also a very good thing where whenever you have a hardware locally, then you may not guarantee the use of the hardware 100% all of the time, but when it is on the cloud, it can be used for 100% of the time and with the full capability. Okay, so with that, we have also seen a lot of different gaming startups which actually want to create a good, very low latency cloud servers who have good GPUs and also good processors for your games, and only the game output and the input which you provide from the keyboard is actually the communication which is happening between your machine and the server. Okay, so with this, there are a lot of different aspects to study about cloud computing, and with this course, we'll also be covering some major aspects which are required to get started with using the cloud technologies, and also further on stretching it onto machine learning projects.